In the final episode of Death Note, Light Yagami very calmly asks,
Who else could have done it and come this far? Would they have kept going?
and that made me realize something. We often ask if this person could have solved the Kira case, but we never ask if this person could have done it themselves and come that far. So today, instead of asking who can solve the Kira case, we're asking if the average person could be Kira and possibly come as far as he did. Now, laying out the ground rules as we always do, as someone with a middling amount of intelligence and skills, I will be representing the average person, and because of that, our duel with L will be set in Los Angeles, which, after L's experience with the BB murder case, must just be like his least favorite city. We're bringing with us the knowledge of someone who's seen all of the Death Note anime. We've read the manga at least once, kinda, and because I'm unsure if L Lawliet is actually like his real name or if it's just like the only thing the authors let us know about what could possibly be L's real name, I'm gonna say that we're going in without the knowledge of what L's real name is. Like if we wrote L Lawliet down on the Death Note, it wouldn't work. So with all that set up, let's begin. Immediately upon getting the Death Note, I just assume that Ryuk tells us he has no hope in us, but that's fine, because we have a plan. Because we know that L's the only person who could stop us canonically, my goal is to lure and eliminate him, very similar to how Light did, except we're doing it smarter, hopefully. Also, L gets onto the Kira case quicker in this world because a difference between me and Light is that I think Light puts a lot of blame for crime on criminals themselves rather than the system that forces people to turn to crime. Like Light kind of goes the Batman route, stopping crime by fear. And because Light starts out pretty chill at first, it takes a while before the international police get involved. That won't happen for our version. Because I believe both the average person and I myself views those in power as being the problem for society's problems. God, my middling intelligence was too high for me. I'm dumb as hell. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Because it's why I believe that the international police are going to get involved frame one. Because the second a bunch of billionaires start dying, they're going to put the world into like lockdown looking for the answer. 100,000 criminals dying mysteriously of heart attacks, the international police don't care. The second the owner of X, the Everything app, disappears, I think they're going to give L full access to like every evil AI surveillance system there is out there. Which is why, since we're setting this in the most surveilled city of the world, I'll make sure I never bring the Death Note out in public. Like the second I pick that up, that's just getting slid into my bag. I understand the assignment. We're not even using our desk. We are putting tape over our laptop camera and going straight into our closet. The only place I'm 90% sure there's no cameras. I'm inclined to want to take on the persona of a hermit and stock up on food so that I can minimize the time being outside. But I feel like any change in my 17 hours of screen time a day is going to be something L immediately flags somehow, so I'll keep scrolling on X. Another issue is that L's going to immediately know we're American because I don't know the names of many people in power outside of the US. And I feel like if I Googled list of oligarchs outside of America and then suddenly all those oligarchs went the way of the Elon, that'd be an instant loss. That. So our Death Note would probably be filled with the usual suspects for an American news watcher, which would probably have the same effect as when L honed in on Light in the Kanto region. Oh, and speaking of Ryuk, actually, we live in a very different world than 2008. Every device around us is constantly recording, maybe even our toilet. So I have no idea how we're going to talk to Ryuk. I feel like if we even do that once, it's another instant loss. Maybe we communicate with just like pencil. No, because how do you destroy the pencil and paper? Oh, Ryuk's saying the silent treatment. We're gonna have to play charades for the entire time of us knowing each other. What's also a really big difficulty of this is I was raised Catholic, which means I have a guilty conscience at all times. And even just discussing this fake anime hypothetical, I feel like some pain in the pit of my stomach. Like, L Light was really cooking when he said who else could have done it. Cause like, unless I really hyped myself up every day, I'd probably just be constantly losing sleep. Like, it would be visible on me that I was the person with the death note. I barely have the stomach for talking about murder. How the hell are we gonna do this? How the hell am I gonna finish this video? Okay, so just to recap, we're barely making it through every day, but we're still making it. We're making daily trips to the boba shop in order to hear maybe like news on the TV or maybe through like someone's phone, or like we're peeking over at like their Twitter feed. Maybe even during like hangouts with friends, we'll just like casually bring up like, hey, anyone want to play a game? Name your top 10 least favorite world leaders. You go first. No, I can't name any who are still alive. I think I'm so funny sometimes. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm so sorry. So since we're keeping up appearances and staying off Palantir's radar, I think L would try the Lindell Taylor stunt. And since it's the digital age, instead of going region by region, he'd probably just like post the video on X, the everything app, then use the time of death to track devices watching it. Thankfully, we wouldn't fall for it. And instead, we'd use one of our reserve billionaires to write the message, L, did you know? Gods of death don't use Twitter. I wanted to sit down and, anyways, I think our little Twitter message would show L that he can't solve this case from his computer, which is good because I want him to get close to us and tell us his name. But also, I don't know how he could get close to us without knowing it's us. And a big protection Light had is that his dad and the task force were low-key protecting him. Without that barrier, Elle would just tell the international police it's this lady. Who else could have done it? Okay, I actually just got it. We use another billionaire to write the message from Culver City. And then we use a third billionaire to write the one in Los Angeles specifically, which I think would give Elle no choice but to come in person to Los Angeles. Which means that all we need to do is find him in a city of 2 million people. I really did think I was cooking for a second, but the first question, how do we meet Elle? The second problem, how do we get him to tell us his name? I guess we could use the Shinigami eyes. Is there a way to charades Ryuk into saying, give me the Shinigami eyes, please? But then, okay, say we have the Shinigami eyes, we meet him. Most important problem, how do we not get arrested the second he dies after meeting us? This is going to be a crazy sentence, but this would be so easy if we had like some kind of cult following for killing all those billionaires. But I guess also, like, even if we had a following, no matter the size, the second we reveal ourselves and are like, we did it, we're getting assassinated. Maybe we shouldn't have baited Elle into coming to Los Angeles. Maybe that was dumb. I actually don't think we needed that to kill him, or really to kill him in general. Fuck, he's in LA now. Maybe the move is just to like Google the names of the heads of the CIA and the international police and death note them as fast as possible before they get us. Hopefully the organization would just break down fast enough for us to flee to like Bolivia or something. Maybe somewhere more remote like Bakersfield. I hate when this happens. I'm so dumb and bad at coming up with ideas. And everyone bullies my bad ideas because they're bad and stupid. Thankfully though, I feel like we're at a standstill because Elle can't get any closer to us unless we make the move. But we also can't just call it a day because Since we've only been using the Death Note for a short time, the people we've killed will have their positions filled and life will move on. We need to put permanent fear in the hearts of the oligarchs in order to change the system and create a new world, which is the goal of this. I think victory for this scenario is if we change the world like Light wanted. Or is the goal to become the god of the new world? I think I've been misunderstanding my own scenario. The goal is always to become god of the new world. Okay, now with this kind of restructure in mind, we're fucking back. Okay, so what I'm going to say sounds insane, but I think it's the only way to beat this cage that we found ourselves in. So we rip out like 100 pages of the Death Note. I've looked it up and it turns out the Death Note's pages are infinite. So we're ripping out infinite pages basically, and we are distributing them to people all around us. Like literally, like we make a secret revolutionary organization of Death Note users. Can I say this on the internet? And while by doing this, we will definitely be found out as the organization's leader and killed, tortured, killed, tortured, I still think we accomplish our goal to become god of the new world. Because once everyone has a death, once everyone's super, no one is. I think society and governments as we know it collapse pretty quickly, and we are remembered as a hero who freed humanity of the dark age or ushered it into a dark age. Who no one needed to say that the god of the new world needed to be a good god. I think we win. I think that counts as a win. Goal accomplished. Okay, but if we're being realistic about it, I think L wins pretty hard. What happens realistically, I think, is we give out Death Note pages, and the thing about writing on a notebook is that it's slower than bullets. I think everyone I gave pages to is getting killed, including myself. I think all the Death Note pages are being taken by the American government, and more evil will occur than anything we can ever imagine. L probably leaves the case unsatisfied and is then forced to cope in a world that is probably plunging into a new dark age. Ryuk will probably eventually have to scavenger hunt, scoop up all the pages of Death Note and fly them back to the Shitagami world, leaving thinking that humans are boring as hell and he should try something else. And we die, maybe a hero, I don't know. I think we accomplished way more in a few weeks than Light accomplished by the end. So I pitch it to you, who changed the world more? Light Yagami, who most things he did were undone, like right after he died, or us, who plunged the world into maybe eternal civil war? Yeah, I think the average person really comes out on top here. And thank you for watching. This video, like, unironically made my stomach upset, so if you want to support how brave and strong I was to make this YouTube video, like, comment, and subscribe, or whatever. Okay, bye. There's one thing about becoming god of the new world. Jesus was a martyr.